Welcome to the Sykes & Company PA video blog.
I can tell you one of the biggest mistake we see when potential clients or clients come to us when they're buying a pharmacy is they don't know what they are buying. And if they do know what they're buying, they don't know why they're buying what they're buying. So one of the key mistakes is what are you buying and why? So you need to understand if someone going out there looking to buy a pharmacy needs to understand there's an asset and there's a stock purchase. You need to understand, the pharmacist needs to understand, or whomever is purchasing needs to understand what are the advantages of the asset purchases, what is an advantage of the stock purchase when buying a pharmacy. There's several advantages and disadvantages on both ends of that. But you need to understand what it is you're buying. You need to make sure it fits your goals, fits your needs, and it varies and all that can vary depending on what your needs and goals are on whether you're buying the assets or whether you're buying the stock. Furthermore, the tax advantages between the two and the extensive tax options available between the two, and maybe even mixing the two with certain tax elections. So it's not as simple as saying I'm going to buy the assets because my CPA says that's the best thing to do because I'm going to be able to write off the fixed assets and goodwill that I'm buying. It's not that simple. You need to make sure you're doing your due diligence when you're buying the stock versus the asset in a pharmacy transaction. That is one of the key mistakes we're seeing. Another mistake we typically see is where the buyer is not working with the right team. They've gone out, they've identified this pharmacy. They've gone out, they've said, I'm going to buy the assets, but I don't really know why, just because my CPA told me I need to buy the assets. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to hire my local attorney that handles my local real estate deal here in town. And pharmacy is just in a world of its own. It's very complex. And so you need to make sure you're working with the right team. That's going to include a CPA who understands pharmacy, who understands the advantages and disadvantages, explain those to you for buying the asset versus the stock, not to mention the additional accounting and other advisor you'll get from your CPA, but also an attorney who specializes in healthcare. Pharmacy healthcare transactions. Making sure you've got the right team as far as that's concerned is very important. They're going to hopefully, if you got the right person in place, they're going to make sure you're covering your base with the legal requirements, the regulatory requirements for pharmacy. It's not so simple as buying real estate. It's in a whole nother realm. You got to have professionals that do this day in and day out. It's going to cost you some additional monies up front for these professionals, but in the long run, it's going to be set up correctly, and down the road, you're not going to fall into any holes or pitfalls that you've created by going the cheap route or going the local route, perhaps, if you went that route. So the right team is critically important. Getting off on the right foot is going to save you time and headache and money down the road. And furthermore, the last piece I'll just throw in here is the NCPA ownership workshop is the first step for anyone looking to buy a pharmacy. It is a 2-day crash course where you are going to hear everything from the CPA, the attorney, regulatory, marketing, the front end specialists, all those people who specialize in pharmacy day in and day out, know the language, know the industry, and they're going to feed that information to you. And that is going to be your foundation for going forward in your venture to acquire a pharmacy. But those are the big things, the big takeaways you need to take away from that. And if you're looking to buy a pharmacy and avoiding any of those key mistakes.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.